What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin Bees. I'm a wife, a mom, a military veteran, a certified personal trainer, and I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing, healed my way out, and now I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by their reps. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram or TikTok, Instagram at The Real Beast Mode. TikTok is my name. Also, I'm now on Blue Sky, Erin Bees on Blue Sky, if you want to follow me over there. The vibes are immaculate, I must say. Anyways, today we have a Pruvit video. Yeah, I know. How you're feeling? Same. This was sent to me, and apparently this is training on how they're going to sell Groovy Grape. I mean, Purple Rain. I mean, okay, well, you know how that goes. So drop your commentary and let's get into today's video. Am I in a silly, goofy mood? Yep, sure am. And I'm caffeinated. You're welcome. Let's get started.
Hello, happy Sunday.
That was a jump scare.
All right, let me see your spirit fingers if you have purple on.
Stop. Did she just say, let me see your spirit fingers? Am I saving this for the thumbnail? Yeah. Yes. Yes, I am. Guys, because I am recording this with members in the chat right now. So if you are a member or want to become one, click the join button. Members that are watching this, put your spirit fingers in the chat. God.
I mean, listen, we wore purple for a reason.
Oh, I have purple
Okay,
leggings
so
on.
in the chat, before we dive in, I already see a lot of you are sharing where you're tuning in from. Hello, hello. You can probably guess why, but in the chat, why don't you share something you're thankful for?
Oh, yeah.
Right. I went to the beach today with my girls, with my husband and my girls. It was a windy beach day, but it was beautiful. I feel like the ocean just helps me reset and just calms my soul. So if I do not know you, my name is Stephanie. I'm tuning in from Florida. I went to the beach. The degree.
Does she know that there's beaches in other places than Florida? I'm sure she does. That's just me being snarky. Also, Stephanie Milkey, her husband, Steve Milkey, used to have a corporate position. It's been alleged to me that they participated in when leads would come in. This is allegedly. When leads would come into the website, it sounded, or it's been alleged to me, however I want to word that there, that Steve was the one that would kind of dangle the carrot to put that under certain people. So if somebody went to the Pruvit website and said, hey, I'm interested in becoming a promoter, they were sprinkling that only to certain people, allegedly. And so that's her husband. Then, like many other top people in multi-level marketing, specifically in Pruvit, they got real quiet for a while. And now all of a sudden we're seeing her doing training again. Not really sure why. It's kind of weird.
Degrees here, the temperature, the degrees. The temperature here is still in the 70s and 80s. So if you are in up north where it's cold, I'm sorry, come and visit me. Or maybe you like the snow. But I have been married to my husband. Our anniversary is on Monday, not tomorrow, following Monday, 20 years. We have 4 girls. They are.
Why is this even relevant? Why does anybody need to know on what is supposed to be a professional work call? Why do they need to know about your personal life? That is weird. Only in multi-level marketing do we see that, in my opinion.
Are 17, 15, 13, and 11. When we started Pruvit, they were 2, 4, 6, and 8. And it's been an incredible little over 9 years with Pruvit. We've been so blessed. We've met so many incredible people. We've traveled the world. And we're just so thankful. And we're still here today sharing ketones because we know we have an incredible product. Drop a 1 in the chat if you would drink ketones, even if you never shared it with anybody else in the world. Like, no matter what, I'm drinking ketones. That's me. I tell people ketones.
That phrase is so interesting to me because to me, that sounds like, oh, listen, even if you don't share it with anybody, you want to make sure that you're a product of the product. Make sure that you're grabbing the new products. Make sure that you have that auto ship set up. Make sure that you're spending money because you know you feel amazing. I mean, 1,000 or whatever % of vitamin B, of course you're going to feel amazing. Like what? Wild.
Turn on my brain. They have helped me function as a mom. I homeschool our girls, work from home. Listen, I'm stronger today at 41 than I was at 21, like physically stronger.
Are you lifting weights? Are you working on your cardiovascular health? In what way are you stronger from drinking Pruvit's ketones? Please tell me how that works, Stephanie.
It just gives me that boost to be the best mom and wife that I can be, and I love to share it with other people. So we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. So we wore purple. I saw a couple of you say in the chat, but why do you think we're wearing purple? Anybody know?
Wow, I'm so shocked that you're releasing Groovy Grape. I mean, Purple Rain again.
Have we been waiting for something since September? Yes. Okay. So we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. The reason we're doing a community-wide Zoom is because we really want to get everybody on track. We want to be aligned. We want to do this together. Do we want to do this together? We want to build this business together. It's way more fun, right? To do action Zooms and to do guest calls, or we're calling them mini wellness workshops. Like we've got
I'm sorry, what? Did you say mini wellness workshops? No. It's a hard pass for me. That is a fascinating attempt at a rebrand. That is really weird to me. I don't enjoy that.
A lot of fun coming up in the next 2 weeks. And so we're going to give you a whole lot of action steps, what's to come, what you should tune in on. I'm going to say make sure your pulse notifications are on, because there's a lot of fun things coming over the next 2 weeks leading up to Black Friday. So we're actually going to kick it over to Nick Martinez. He's going to kind of give you the overview of what we're going to do, and then we're going to give you very specific action steps. So I want you to understand.
So now this is a working Zoom. Got it.
Why we're doing this together, like why we are here sharing ketones. Why are we going to do this mini wellness workshop? Like, did you guys all love Dr. Andy and how she talked about hormones and very specifically like what ketones do? I mean, it was so incredible, and that's what people want.
The irony of them talking about Dr. Andy, she is a naturopath. I believe she lives in Canada. Shout out to the Canadians, eh? And how can a doctor talk about ketones and how it can allegedly improve your health, when there's no studies on Pruvit's ketones to show that it improves your health? A doctor with her whole chest.
Right? And so we're going to give you the why we're doing what we're doing, and then we'll give you the how, the action steps. So I'm going to kick it to Nick first, and then from there, we'll have some incredible ladies give you some very specific actions. So Nick Martinez, I am pretty sure you're on. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you, Stephanie.
Yeah.
Good to see all your faces. I love seeing all the purple. Go Minnesota Vikings. I got my purple on by default. If I haven't met you yet, I'm Nick. I live out in Minnesota. Been doing this for the last 9+ years. Have two little.
Did you guys know that Nick Martinez allegedly has a position still, or recently in the last few years, with Send Out Cards, another MLM company? Also, is anybody else waiting to see if Brian sues Mandy Mitchell for going to Amare, along with Kelsey Geiger? Is that how you say her last name? I don't know. Kelsey, not Kelsey Ray. I feel like if he doesn't sue them for leaving, that maybe, in my opinion, he doesn't have the money to sue them. He's real sue happy in the last few years for anybody that was a rank 7 and above, which both of them were, and when they go to another company. So I don't know. I'm just sitting here patiently waiting, like the patient tourist that I am. Just waiting. Let me know what y'all think.
Little girls that are 11 and 8. Crazy how time flies. I'm really excited to talk about the next 2 weeks, though, because doing this for 9 Novembers, this will be my 10th November. I know one thing.
It's unfortunate.
The next 2 weeks are the most exciting weeks in just Pruvit calendar in the entire.
The next 2 weeks are the most exciting. Well, why have some of your promoters been promoting Black Friday since like August? To me, that feels like, listen, we just got to make it to Black Friday. We just got to make it to the biggest shopping season of the year, which in the last few years, if I recall correctly, a lot of people are not doing Black Friday shopping. Why? Because they don't have the money to do it. Because, hello, this economy, absolutely wild. So that's interesting to me. Also, Cheryl, why were you promoting it in like August? That's kind of weird. And then you have Brian Underwood talking about, oh, well, 2025 is coming. Brian, it is still 2024, my guy. Have you just given up on the rest of 2024 and now you're just like, oh, you know what, screw it. We're just going to try and survive. And are you going to announce that you're going to an affiliate model in 2025? Could be a prediction. That could be a prediction here. I don't know. What do y'all think?
Calendar of the year, it's like the most fun and just craziness occurs. And if you're ready for it, you can really just help a lot of people get started with ketones. You can help a lot of people maximize their journey with our support products through the promotions and through the Black Friday fun and extravaganza that's going to be taking place. So what we wanted to do this year, and a little bit different than we have in years past, a lot of times you wake up, check your phone, you're like, oh, looks like there's a sale going on. Or you wake up, you're like, oh, look, it's Black Friday. And we don't have a lot of build up to it. We wanted to kind of do the opposite this year, which is let everybody in on kind of what the plan is, how you can participate,
Okay.
and hopefully give you just a
That's because your marketing is terrible and you are hoping that somebody, in my opinion, somebody that's a promoter in the company is going to say, hey, this is how we should market this. Come on, Nick.
30,000-foot view today so that you kind of know how to prepare for the next 2 weeks, because like literally Cyber Monday is 2 weeks from tomorrow, and we'll have fun stuff going through that time period. So I'm going to take a minute and just kind of give you a quick picture so that you can just kind of know it. You don't have to take notes. You don't have to memorize it. Like all of this will be come out in the pulse. And what we're going to do is take 1 week at a time.
Then why do people need to be on this call? If you're just going to, by the way, Pulse is their app that they use to communicate from corporate to all of the promoters in the company. If you don't have to take any notes and people don't have to memorize anything, then why are you wasting their time, Nick? Just send the email.
I'm not going to go through a ton of stuff that's going to happen next week. We're going to do another Zoom very similar to this in order to kind of go through that. We're going to take 1 week at a time. Before I get into that, though, what I want to share with you is the simplicity of our business. Because if you understand how our business works and what our role is as a promoter, you can see why we do some of the things that we do. So instead of it seeming like, oh gosh, there's another thing, there's another flavor, there's another call, how do I keep up with all this? You can take a deep breath and realize, okay, this is how I use that. This is why they exist. And this is how I can maximize it. So I learned this years ago. In fact, Brian did this training, I think back in 2016. I think I was either in Las Vegas.
Wow. So you're recycling training from 2016 thinking it's going to be relevant. There has never been a more accurate summary of Pruvit than that sentence, in my opinion.
Vegas or in Florida, I can't remember which. I remember him doing this discussion. He said, Nick, he was in front of a room, he had a whiteboard. And he wrote two things. He wrote one was an A, and the A stood for attract or approach. So there's really two things that we do in this business. So number one is you attract or you approach people. So things that we're going to talk about this week, you wearing purple right now and posting about it is a way to attract people to you.
Right? Oh, okay. So I know that I'm going to need to wear purple and start marketing on Instagram and such like they're going to do, but with an anti-MLM spin. That's going to be fun.
You can also approach them if there's something like a new flavor coming this weekend and ask.
My God, I just realized this will come out on Black Friday. This video right now that I'm filming with some members is going to come out on Black Friday.
Question. You can also approach them if we have something like a call, a wellness workshop that we're going to talk about here in a second, and ask them if they're interested in learning more, interested in participating. That creates the A. That's how we start a conversation. We either approach people or we attract people. If you're tracking, type tracking in the chat. Tell me your favorite way to approach or attract. Do you use social media? Do you like going out in person? Do you like wearing t-shirts? Do you like having fun shaker bottles? What's your jam when it comes to that? Do you love it when people just comment on your social media?
You know what I love? I love when people leave other people alone while they're out in public and on social media. I love that.
Okay, the second thing that we do is we validate the conversation, right? We validate. And how do we validate? So that first part that he trained on was the A. The second was validation. We call that like the connect step. And if you think about it, validation is everything, right? If you utilized the call last week, drop a 1 in the chat. If you had at least a guest watch it, or if you watched it yourself and then had somebody watch the replay, drop a 1. And that validation, right? The purpose of the validation is to get them to see a bigger picture. So it's not just focused on what you're saying, right? It expands it. And all of a sudden they realize all the reasons that they need ketones and they weren't listening to you. I had a lady message me afterwards. Oh my gosh, I've been so confused about how this actually works. And now that I heard her explain it, I'm ready to go. Well, she watched me, heard a ton of my lives, knew everything from my mouth, but it wasn't until it was validated from somebody else. Okay, so I share that because if we understand those two concepts, right? Approach, attract, how do we create attraction? How do we use whatever we're doing to approach new people or to create new attraction? And then how do we use what we're doing to validate the conversation? Okay, that's the business. Now, the final piece, there's really a third thing.
Okay, but you're not alone on this. This video coming out on Black Friday, will I be looking for some discounts on some expansion packs for The Sims 4? Perhaps. Perhaps.
Is the ask, right? Having a call to action or some sort of urgency. We need to have a reason to ask. And anytime we have a sale, anytime we have a flavor, anytime we have any sort of thing like that, it gives us the ability to say, hey, are you ready to get started? We have this amazing opportunity for you to get started now. Hey, is this a good, I know you'd expressed interest in getting started in the past. We have this going on. Would you like to take advantage of it? The ask. If we don't ask, I always say, get your ask in gear. Guess what? No one's going to join. People don't just jump on your website these days and just go buy ketones. Sometimes it happens, and I love.
No, instead they go to corporate, and then those leads get distributed to only the golden children, allegedly, right, Nick? Whoopsies.
It does. I high five myself. I'm like, hey, I'm amazing. They went to my website and bought without me. But guess what? Most of the time, I have to say, hey, are you ready to get started? I have to ask. Okay, so everything that we're going to talk about is giving you an opportunity to do one of those things. The last piece with this business is helping a group of people do exactly those things. So if you're new and you're not working with anybody yet, you're going to have some people soon. If you're in here and you have a couple of promoters that you're working with, a couple of affiliates that you're working with, you're just going to help them utilize what we're talking about. So I'm going to give you a quick roadmap of what we have, and then I'm going to turn it over to another individual to go through specifically how to utilize them. So this week we have a wellness workshop on a Wednesday.
What?
Right? I believe it's at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and it's going to be focused on the gut, how to have a healthy gut for the holidays. There will be specific marketing that will come out very soon in the Pulse. There will be a special guest doctor on it, and it will be super educational to provide value to you, to provide value to your customers, to provide value to the people that don't yet know about ketones, and also to give you a reason to create attraction, right? Attraction. We're leading with education, inspiring people to join us.
You're leading with lackluster, mediocre, lukewarm marketing shticks. Nick, who came up with this? It's giving boiled unseasoned chicken. That's what this is giving. Please season your chicken. Okay, thank you.
That's on Wednesday night. So we have an opportunity, and Megan will go through this in a minute, of how to invite people to that. Second thing that's coming up
Megan,
is the whole reason that we're all purple. Can you all guess why we're wearing?
One, to answer Nick's question here, I'm going to guess that you are wanting all of the promoters to buy Groovy Grape, which, in my opinion, used to be Purple Rain. Yeah, that's just my opinion. Also, I can't wait to see if he's talking about Megan from the Empire, I can't wait for her to present herself as like a PCOS expert, where she is targeting people that suffer from PCOS or infertility. I'm sure that that's coming, so just brace yourselves. If this is the same Megan we're talking about.
Purple and why we're all excited. Type it in the chat. Come on, let's explode it with what you guys want. I know I want it to. Yes, it's groovy, and it's great, and it's Groovy Grape. And look at that. Stephanie Melky has a packet right there. Delicious. Probably one of the most desired flavors of the last, I don't know, 6 months. And guess what? It is coming back on Friday, and there will be an opportunity for those who participated in the early Groovy Grape purchase of Kiwi Lime to get it on Thursday. And there's going to be some fun around it. So those are the two things.
I'm sorry, did he say they had to buy something else in order to get Groovy Grape? So you have to buy a box of something in order to be able to buy another box of Groovy Grape, so they're doubling their revenue? That is so predatory. Well, they're attempting to double their revenue. Unfortunately, the distributors are going to be, or AKA the promoters, are going to be the ones that are going to buy this.
This week, fast forward to next week where we have the Black Friday special. There's going to be a Black Friday week-long sale that I believe is going to start on Wednesday. I don't know exactly the date that it's starting yet, but I believe it's Wednesday. And then we're going to have special deals every day. that will have fun like themes around it. So think of it like deal of the day, and there's a pulse that comes out, there's an email that goes out, and people get to get excited. There's some sort of special that happens each and every day of the weekend. Now, some of you are like, well, wait, why do they do that? Why not just put it all out at once? Well, the whole point is to give me something to talk about, right? Give you something to share, give us something to be excited about, and a new call to action for a new type of person. And I'll give you a little hint. We have a lot of different technologies that aren't just ketones that we generally don't talk about a lot because we're so excited about ketones. But what if there's a deal of the day for different technologies that gave you the ability to showcase, to talk about, to educate? And what if there is an opportunity for us to bring everybody together very quickly and actually educate them in a Zoom kind of like this that you can then share later? Now, there's going to be more fun. There's going to be prizes going on. There's going to be this, like all sorts of fun stuff. We'll talk about it next week.
So fun.
Because I really want us to focus on this week. But just know that the more conversations that you have this week.
Why do they always do these weird hand movements where they're putting their hands in front of the face, their body and their face? I don't understand that. And they all do it. They all have this same kind of hand movements. Do y'all know what I'm talking about?
Larger that you create that list of people who you know are interested in ketones, maybe they have or haven't purchased yet, the more people that you'll be able to introduce this to and share with come when all the Black Friday weekend extravaganza begins. So that's all I'm going to share for now. Thank you for being on, and I'm excited to turn it over to Megan. And there we go. And somebody else, I believe, who's going to just share with us some specific action steps and kind of take you through how to maximize what I just shared with you. So how's it going, Megan? Good to see you.
Good. I'm excited. Thank you for breaking that
Megan.
down. Did he make that so simple or what?
No.
I love the way Nick trains. I appreciate it so much because it's so simple and it fires you up at the same time. So I'm going to start to talk to you guys tonight about the mini wellness workshops. If you were on the last one, raise your hand. Let's see who was on the last one. Dr. Andy spoke all the science, but made it so simple to follow as well. I loved it and appreciated it. And like he said, the intention behind these calls is to lead with education, but then also introduce the ketone conversation.
What I find interesting is they talk about leading with education, but these are the same people and the same company that was charging people almost $1,000 in order to have access to be able to sell the ketones to people. Remember the course that they put out? I believe that was this summer and it was $1,000. They became K-Talk coaches, ketone technology optimization coach. And then you had to pay that $1,000 in order to access certain bonuses, which really was interesting that was all done around the same time that the lawsuit really was getting kicked into high gear between Michael Rutherford and Brian Underwood and Pruvit, because he can't participate in Pruvit activities. So now he doesn't have access. Listen, I'm not a fan of Michael Rutherford. Y'all already know, but I find the timing of that very interesting. Also, Brian, where was the August course? What happened? You got a little bump in revenue and you were like, oh, we caught a lot of heat for that, as you should. As you should.
Or connect someone who may have heard the ketone conversation already back to ketones, okay? So what I found is for this last one, even with customers that I invited to this last call, it reinforced and built belief for them in the product. And it was amazing because they are all like getting the hint that Groovy Grape is coming back. And I think I had 3 people tell me today who were on the last call with Dr. Andy that they're prepared to buy 10 boxes a piece of Groovy Grape. So even if it's just customers that are on these calls, it's reinforcing and building belief.
10 boxes of Groovy Grape would be $1,300 before shipping and tax. That's USD. That's if full retail price. Obviously, they're going to have some sort of special or something like that, but $1,300 retail before shipping and tax.
So just so to clarify, before I get into some action steps for you guys, who can come to these calls? The answer is anyone. You can invite leads that you've talked to about ketones already.
Can I come?
Invite customers, your customers.
Wait, Megan. And either for anybody, can I come? I'll turn my camera on. I'll even take notes. Will I screen record at the same time? Yes, but it's for anybody. Imagine if I put my full name and attended this Zoom and had the camera on. I did that one time on one of Katie Rollins' videos. She was so mad. She was like, who is this? Who is this? It was hilarious. I didn't have the camera on, but Katie Rollins, I hope you have the day you deserve.
Can invite friends, the more the merrier, and we would absolutely love to max out these calls all the time and show our doctors how much we appreciate their time and their wealth of knowledge. So they're really cool.
They're probably getting paid to do them. I don't think they care how many people are on it. What do y'all think?
Thing is that between the education and the knowledge that's shared on these calls, you don't, like Nick said, you don't have to do a lot of the talking to close the sale. Your job is really to show up either in person or on social media with tons of energy about how the call is going to rock your world. It's going to be the best thing that you've ever heard. Like, you're going to learn so much. It's free. I can't believe we do this for free.
And people are going to see right through it, Megan. Listen, the whole posting the screenshot or posting a picture of the Zoom room and, oh my God, our company is the greatest. That doesn't work. I mean, we were doing that in like 2017, 2018. It is the year of our Lord 2024. It's time to come up with some new material.
You don't have to show up with your camera on. You don't have to speak. You just have to have tons of energy when you're saying this stuff.
Or you just have to be targeting the right demographic of people, right, Megan?
So that you're inviting a ton of people to the call. So how can you do that exactly? I'm going to give you guys some tips on what I did, some actions that I did to invite 52 people on the call last week. I had 52. If y'all want 52 people on the call, can you please drop me a 52? And that may not happen the first week. But as you guys do this over time, you're going to get up to that number, okay? So maybe your goal, your stretch goal is 52, but maybe your goal for this next week is 5. That's perfect, okay? So first thing that I did, also, by the way, that was 52 on the live, and you're going to be able to use the replay. So the replay is available on the Pruvit Facebook page, in case you did not know that. If you don't follow that page, I would highly suggest that you do. But the replay is available for you to tag people in or just send them the link to. Perfect. So the first thing that I did was I created...
Send me the link, y'all. You know what to do.
A Facebook reel. I posted this on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. As when Nick says, how are you attracting? I'm on social media, okay? I'm still kind of chicken in person. I've been getting better at it and getting out of my comfort zone, but I'm a social media person, okay? So I created a reel, and what I did in this reel, y'all, I didn't have a script. I didn't need to be perfect, so I need y'all to take a deep breath and just roll with some messy action, okay? But all I said was, I'm really excited because I've been on a health journey for 6 years, and I'm learning so much about different things that I had no idea about. And I said, some of y'all are going to understand this and some of y'all might get a little mad about this. And the reason why I said that is because then people are like, what is she about to say? Right? So you can use that.
So you were baiting your audience. And also, I love how vague she is in this. That's sarcasm, by the way.
Some of y'all are going to understand this and some of y'all might not agree with me, or some of y'all might get a little upset about this. But what I'm learning is that hormones are play a key role in our health. And so I said...
And that's why there's endocrinologists that have the credentials, went to school, they have the education to help people with managing their hormones, balancing their hormones, identifying problems. They went to medical school for that.
Even when you're doing all the right things with your diet and your exercise... Some of us moms, right? Because that's my audience is moms. Some of us moms still feel like we have no energy and we can't get that number on the scale to move no matter what. And hormones are a key factor in our weight.
Maybe stop focusing so much on the scale and look at all the parameters on how you measure health. Maybe start there. I don't know. Just it's a wild suggestion, I know, but...
Loss journey or our fat loss journey and energy. I just spoke to that person that I am, right? And I just said, I'm excited to learn about it tonight or tomorrow. If you guys want to attend this call with me, it's completely free. You don't have to have a camera on. Drop the word invite. So the key pieces to that reel, y'all, that I need y'all to make sure that you're highlighting in your notes.
You don't have to have a camera on?
Is talk about why they should want to be on this call.
Right, okay.
So for this week, you're going to learn a ton of information on how gut health plays a key role in your health journey. and how you can heal your gut with simple steps.
The interesting part about this is I know at some point, just like I talked about on the Young Living live stream from the other night, there's going to be a point where they introduce ketones as a way to help with gut health. And it's not backed by science. There's no studies out there on Pruvit's ketones.
Talk to your audience. Like, who are you speaking to? Who's your person, right? And then just give them a call to action. If you guys want more information on the call, drop call in the comments and I'll get you guys all the details on how you guys can attend this for free and reserve one of my few spots that I have. I always say that because
you're lying to your people. Spots are unlimited. We know Pruvit is not maxing out any Zoom rooms. Like, let's just be for real. Also, y'all notice that she's got her hands in front too. She has that same kind of, it's I don't know. It's very loud to me this time, this video.
yes, the calls are open, but we are limited, right? If we really do max these things out, that would be awesome. And so you can have one of
Hasn't happened since 2018, but okay, go off, Megan. Ellie Queen says, leaders leaving for Amari and now ketones are good for gut health. For me, because same.
my few spots that I have. The next thing that I did was the next day I created a post about the call. And in that, I just said last call. We have a mini wellness workshop tonight. And here's a last call to secure a spot. It's free, no camera speaking required. Just come listen and learn. I talked about how we have Dr. Andy coming. And if you want the details, comment the word call below. I don't know if it would be helpful, but if you guys are in boards and you would like to see some of this stuff as like already pre-made captions or scripts in boards and you promise that you'll use it in your
Yes, please, everybody use it, because the more people use it word for word, copy and pasting, because you know they're going to do that, especially if they're using boards, the less effective it is, meaning it's not going to be caught by the algorithm and go, you know what, this is fantastic. Oh, I've seen this before. I've seen this before. Wow, they're all using it. So let's stop showing it to people because, fraud. It's the fraud for me.
committed to using it, drop me a 5 in the chat box.
Oh my God.
Because I might have some power to put this in boards if it would help y'all, okay? So I made that, and while that post was working,
Megan, you're so powerful. I'm in awe of your power to be able to put scripts and captions in boards for Pruvit.
I'm not just sitting, stalking, refreshing my Facebook page, waiting to see who comments. I'm messaging people, right? So the first thing that I did was I messaged my customer chat. If you don't have a customer chat, you need to get one ASAP. Don't overthink where it's at. It can be in Facebook. It can be in any place that you guys like to use, okay? Facebook Messenger is probably the easiest. Anybody who's purchased a trial or a box of ketones goes into that chat. I messaged them and I said, hey, I'm super excited. We're having our first ever mini wellness workshop. It's going to talk about hormone health. If you guys want to attend, here's the details. And please, please, please invite a friend because we want as many people to learn about this as possible. So I had customers that invited people on too. Then I went to my past Freebie Friday leads. What does that mean? I post about our ketone giveaway every single Friday. If you guys do too, drop me a yes in the chat box.
How profound. I've never heard this before, Megan. Is this supposed to be new training? This is not new training.
If you're not, I need you to start because every single Friday, probably now for 3 years, I've posted about this. And I have a collection of all of those posts. And in those posts are comments every single week of people that want to be entered into the giveaway. Those are lead lists that I'm saving every single week. So I went back to all those people from like the most recent 10 weeks and I messaged them and I invited them to the call. Now, if you don't have any of that, if you're like, I'm brand new, I'm going to tell you something that you can do. You can message people and you can just say, hey, we're having a mini wellness workshop this week to talk about gut health. And I set a goal in my new business to get 10 people on the call. When I thought of people who would support me and cheer me on in this new adventure, I thought about you. So I was wondering if you would want to attend the call and learn with me this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Can I count on you to help me hit my goal? Again, I'll put that script in boards. So it's just reaching out to your neighbor, your friend, your bestie, right? I don't care if you don't have to buy ketones. I just want you to come and learn with me so that we can be better together.
You don't want them to buy ketones, but you're practically begging them, everybody in your life, to attend a Zoom on ketones. And now you're spinning it like it's gut health, which is really interesting. I was going to say something. I'm not going to say it. You probably know.
Does that make sense? Cool. So we'll put a lot of this in board. So don't worry about continuing to take notes, because I'm going to bring on a powerhouse individual to talk to y'all about some things she's going to do to sell out grape over in Canada. So without further ado, my friend
Cheryl
who's
Pike.
already smashed MVP, Cheryl Pike, tell us what to do when grape comes.
Hi, everybody.
We are
I'm
close.
Cheryl Pike. I live in New Brunswick, Canada, and I have been drinking and sharing ketones for the past 5.5 years. And I'm excited. Wow, my face is really big on this screen. I'm excited to share the action steps that I'm going to take to crush this Groovy Grape sale.
First of all, this is not somebody you should listen to, in my opinion. Remember not that long ago when she was wanting to lose like 25 pounds or something in like 5 weeks or something absolutely ridiculous and unsafe, in my opinion? Remember when she got snarky with somebody in her comments? The person said something, this was several years ago. The person said something like, oh, I tried those ketones and they don't work. And then Cheryl thought she was going to like show them. And she did a TikTok, I believe it was. And she was like, oh, you mean like the ketones that helped me pay for this Lexus? Oh, you mean the ketones that helped me pay for blah, blah, blah. First of all, Cheryl, it's not the ketones that helped you pay for that. It's your team that you have that is ordering the ketones, more than likely. Her team is going to be the ones that are probably going to take this advice. But anyways, y'all remember that? This is Cheryl. She's not a fan of me, and that's okay. You know, that's all right. But this is not somebody you should take any advice when it comes to weight loss or any of those things. She still does keto kitchens. It is 2024. Oh man.
We are going to sell it out in Canada. I'm just gonna put that out there. Okay, leading up to the release of Groovy Grape, you need to start a wait list, whether it's in Messenger, Telegram, a texting app like Remind, or an email list.
I have never heard that before. I have never heard that advice before on a Pruvit training call. You should have some sort of a waiting list.
Number 2, collect emails and phone numbers to have the information available outside of Facebook. I used boards to create a form that directs them to a Telegram channel where I have my wait list. Super easy to do. Number 3, check your order history in your back office for customers who have ordered Groovy Grape in the past. The top picks box. Does anyone remember that? Drop a 3 in the chat if you remember the top picks box with hibiscus lemonade, Groovy Grape. Okay, anybody that ordered that box and anybody that has ordered Nat Light, because Giddyup Grape is in that bag.
Wait. Giddyup Grape. So now there are 3 different versions of grape. We have Purple Rain from back in the day when I was a part of Pruvit. Then there's Groovy Grape, and now Giddyup Grape. This was the kids version. This is one of the formulas that probably by the time this video is made public, I will have sent this out to the lab. This one that was marketed to children, it says on here, parent approved. How you're feeling, same. But by the time this video is made public, I probably will have already sent these products to be tested for heavy metals at the lab. So stay tuned for more updates on that. I'll let you know as soon as I get the results back. Thank you everybody for participating in that, sharing, commenting, so I can donate the AdSense from that video as well. Cheryl, it's interesting that she brings that up.
Message each person individually and tell them it's coming back soon and get them on your wait list so they are the first ones to know. There will be scripts also in boards for sending to your past customers and your leads and things like that. Number 4, drop a teaser in your stories each day leading up to the release that something's coming soon.
Wow.
If you have a picture of yourself holding a packet of Groovy Grape, put it in your stories and use the highlight feature in Draw to kind of blur it and just say something's coming or get on my wait list, something like that. Your call to action should be directing them to your wait list. Number 5, if you have a Groovy Grape packet, Have it visible in the background while you're doing your shake-ups in the morning in your stories. Just have it sitting there, hanging out behind you. And number 6, put this or that in your stories.
Oh my
It's
God.
perfect. Have grape and strawberry or something and just have them choose just to get grape in the forefront of their minds. When it releases,
She has this written down. She's looking at notes. Like this is anything new. None of this is new. Maybe, let me back up. Maybe the only thing new is creating a form through boards to link to her Telegram waiting list. Maybe that's the only thing that I've heard that's really new. And that's just instead of doing it on Facebook, you know, Facebook Messenger or whatever, now it's okay, we're going to do it through boards. I'm going to create a document or a form and then, you know, lead everybody to Telegram where I can just type one group chat and type in one group chat and then everybody's notified.
even if you've never done it before, go live. Go live. Let people feel, hear, and see your excitement. Number 2, do not post the flyer on your pages.
Because they're terrible. I mean, listen, let's call a spade a spade. Pruvit's marketing, I don't know who's in charge of that department, but straight to jail. I'm not even like a marketing graphic design expert, but it's horrendous. It's out of touch, in my opinion. Y'all let me know what you think though.
I'm just gonna put that out there. That information is for you to create content that is authentic to you. Number 3, make a TikTok or a reel before the release. Save it in your drafts so it can be posted without thinking. It drops, you post your reel, you're ready to go. You don't have to think about creating that. Number 4, blow up your wait list with as much excitement as you've got, and don't forget to also blow up your customer chat. Number 5, go back to your customers who have ordered in the past and message them personally, even if they're on your wait list.
Oh, let me guess. You go into the back office, you search Groovy Grape, and then you start messaging from the list of customers that have ordered Groovy Grape or Giddyup Grape or Purple Rain, depending on how long you've been in Pruvit. Let me guess. That's what you're telling people to do?
You've already sent them a message. And if you're still going for MVP, make sure you're telling all of your customers still in their first 30 days that Groovy Grape is back, because that's all new volume, you guys. And the last one I have is make a post showing your ketone transformation and tell people why Groovy Grape is the best flavor ever.
Can we talk about transformation pics? This is going to be coming up a lot for quite some time because some of these people in these MLM companies that are posting before and after pictures are so deceptive. For example, I'm going to use Make Wellness as an example. Scotty Hobbs, I believe is his name, posted a before and after picture. Somebody sent it to me on Instagram. I need to go back in and save it. In the first picture, he has a relaxed belly. In the second picture, he is flexing his abdomen. He's contracting the muscle. So of course it's going to look different. That is so easy to manipulate. Then you have these people that are giving this health advice and they're like, oh yeah, ketones help with weight loss. They doubled down on, what was the program during the summer? I don't remember what it was called, but they had some kind of a fat blitz or something like that during the summer. Now it's about gut health. Now it's about, oh, you know, this is going to help you balance your hormones. Oh, I didn't know ketones do everything, because they don't. And there's no scientific data on Pruvit's ketones to prove that that's the case. They're just applying whatever marketing shtick is out there and is trending. And they're like, oh yeah, us too. Very similar to the Young Living live stream from the other night where they were like, oh yeah, this helps to boost GLP-1 naturally. They didn't say it in those words, but you know what I'm saying? Like all of them are just going to say, oh, us too. We have that too. I don't think people would be, this is just my opinion, I don't think people would be having the trouble that they're having after drinking Pruvit's ketones if it was actually good for gut health. You know?
And I'm going to, I guess, pass this back to Stephanie.
Me. That was so
Oh my
good. Thanks
God.
for sharing. I love it. I love it. I love it. Are you guys excited? Drop a 1 in the chat if
So
you're excited. All right.
If y'all are excited, drop me a grape emoji in the chat if you're watching this live and you're a member. If you're watching the replay, or not the replay, if you're watching this after it goes live, drop me a grape emoji in the comments.
Here's a thought that as they were sharing their actions, which I have an entire page of notes. If you have anybody on your team that couldn't join you, guess what? You get to share that with them. But I want you to think of a couple things. There's a ton of stuff that we can do,
Tons.
right? And when you just take a step back, I want you just to go, where are my customers at? How do I share? And just being visible and sharing your story. And I think sometimes we can think, like, how many of you have ever thought, I feel like I share all the time, I'm overdoing it. I want you to know, like, think about parents that they're at sporting events and people that work outside the home. And some people are only on their phones on the weekends. And like, you guys, social media is funny. And if you think that you're oversharing, I can promise you your neighbor probably didn't see it and somebody random in Washington saw it. But when you share it this time, your neighbor will see it and the person random in Washington won't see it. Like, I want you just to go, I'm going to share my story, because when I'm being authentic and sharing who I am and what I'm excited about, and they hear you, right? I love that Cheryl said, don't post like just a flyer, right? The reason is because your voice is so powerful, right? Like, have you?
Okay, wait. So if Pruvit creates marketing content and they post it on social media, and you're on a Pruvit company call and you're telling people not to share that, what does that say about Pruvit's marketing department? Oh man.
Bought from, like, you just see a flyer and you're like, oh, that's cool. But when you see somebody and you hear them go, listen, I don't have to take a nap anymore. If I tell these moms, like, excuse me, I haven't taken a nap in 9 years. Hey, I can homeschool my kids. Like, you want to see my muscles? I'm really strong, way stronger than I was.
Stephanie, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. Drinking ketones is not going to make your muscles stronger. Using your muscles in whatever way you're able to while fueling them properly is how you're going to build muscle, how you're going to make it stronger. That's science.
Was when I was in my 20s. Like, if you can just share your excitement and they hear your voice, they get excited with you. And so I also want you to do this. Think about, you might have some customers or people that are like, hey, do you have a trial? Does anybody ever get asked, like, do you have a trial before I commit to a box? Because while this has been around, there's a lot of people that actually haven't tried it. And so here's one more thing you could do. You can pre-sell trials, right? You can go, hey, if I've got 5 people and they either Venmo or PayPal you, you can grab a box, keep some for yourself, and tell them that when you get it in the mail, you'll mail it to them. So there's lots of fun conversations and ways that we can share this, whether you're in person or you're face-to-face or on social media. Just have fun, and let's do this together. So they gave you a lot of great information. Here's 2 things I want you to make sure you do. On my piece of paper, I wrote down, check the pulse, and I wrote down, check the boards. If you don't have the boards app, if somebody can drop it in the comments, awesome. If they can't, somebody in your team will get it to you, right? Make sure your pulse notifications are on. Because like Nick said, we're going to give you some more. There's a lot of stuff coming. So if you do not have this written down before we go, we have the call on Wednesday with a doctor for gut health. It's going to be incredible, right? We have, hold on one second. We've got, if you just checked the pulse earlier today, COCs, Circle of Champion, you're going to be on a call tomorrow night. We're bringing back the Circle of Champion, rank 6 and above. I promise you're not going to want to miss this, because the next 12 weeks is going to be incredible. If you're not a rank 6 yet, I want you, if you want to be a rank 6, if you're not quite there yet, why don't you drop a 6 in the chat? If you're like, hey, this is my goal, it doesn't have to be, but if that's your goal, right? Let's have a lot of fun during these next 2 weeks together, and tell the person that you're working with going, I really want to be on that call. How do I get on that call? Help me map out what it looks like for me to hit that, right? I'm going to say, let's work on MVP first, and let's figure out what that looks like to get you to that Circle of Champion rank 6, because the next 12 weeks, Brian, our CEO, Brian Underwood, has an incredible vision of what he's going to train on. And I'm so excited, and we want you on that call. And then lastly, write down Thursday. So you'll see it all in the pulse. We got the Momentum Makers call. Thursday is where we're going to set you up not only to remind you what we're doing for Grape, but we will give you more action steps on the next week, right? Kind of what Nick sprinkled to you. He's like, hey, we've got some fun things coming. We might have a daily promo, a daily sale, a daily fun something.
The amount of times that she has used the word fun when this is supposed to be a work call, not all work is fun, and that's okay because we know it's work, right? You don't typically go to work and say, oh, today's going to be fun. You go to work and you say, I'm going to do my job. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to be doing, and then I'm going to go home. Or if you work from home or whatever, you think to yourself, I'm going to get this done because I'm supposed to get this done. I'm getting paid to do this. I know I'm wording this kind of funny, but it really feels weird to me that she's using fun when she's asking people to work. And the majority of those people are essentially marketing and working for free, sharing all their creativity, all their creative ideas and things like that. And they're not getting paid for that unless they sell something or recruit somebody. But you can bet your bottom dollar that they are sharing it with the chat, and that chat, all of the distributors in that chat are using the same exact thing, the same exact graphics. It's watering it down. It's lukewarm, boiled chicken with no seasoning. Do not invite me to that cookout. Do not. Okay. No, thank you. That's what this feels like to me. It's weird that she keeps saying, oh, this is so fun. We have so many fun things. Okay. Is this about making money? Is this a business, or is this about, hanging out and sharing recipes? And like, what are we doing here? It just seems really odd to me and very loud. There's a couple things that have been really loud to me. The hand movements tonight as we're watching this, and then also the use of the word fun.
And so you're going to want to be on Thursday. The time is probably going to be 8 o'clock Eastern is kind of what we're shooting for all the calls to be, but I'm just going to say, check the pulse. So I want to say this. Thank you for your time. Your presence matters. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Nick. We appreciate you all. Check the boards app, check the pulse. You guys, it's going to be a really fun 2 weeks.
So
we
fun.
Appreciate you all and have a wonderful night.
Goodbye, Stephanie Milky. That was not fun. I mean, it was fun hanging out with y'all. It was fun with the members in the chat as I was filming this, but that was a wild ride. Definitely saw nothing original at all, in my opinion. And they're still using the boards app. So to use Stephanie's favorite word from this video, that's fun. Anyways, what did y'all think? Did you love this video? Am I next level snarky today? Yes. Yes, I am. I did legs today. I'm feeling some type of way. It is what it is. Do not fall for these schemes. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you loved today's video, if you would like and subscribe, that is amazing. It helps me get the word out so people don't fall victim to these types of scams. And Pruvit, in my opinion, is a scam. The call is coming from inside the house, by the way. Yeah, considering I was a part of Pruvit. Okay. All right. Anyways, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for watching all the way through, and I'll see you all on the next video. Bye, everybody.